A very good evening to you from the sports desk. Let's start here. Edgar Marutlulle is one of the young coaches making their way in the country's ranks on the rugby field. Now he finds himself in the Bulls youth ranks after a playing career which saw him play for the Pretoria franchise and the Lions. He joins us now for a chat via Zoom to speak to us about his journey in the sport. Edgar, a very good evening to you and thank you so much for joining us. And let me start here with just your coaching. You're coaching the under-21 team now, but you've coached at the Currie Cup level. Talk to us about that, how that transition has been.
Good evening, Kwena, and good evening to all the listeners. Kwena, I think it's really been a great journey. Tumultuous, to say the least, has its ups and has its downs, but generally really a worthwhile journey, and one where you feel you live in your passion and your purpose. Most of it, I played rugby for 12 years. I come from a background, I never played any rugby in my primary school days. Like most of the kids in the rugby programs, I went to a school called Potchefstroom Boys, which is a small school. I was meant to play soccer, and then after all of a sudden I arrived there, they said, no, there's no football there. Only thing we have is rugby. And then I got involved. I tried it out for a little bit, and I got the most improved player of the year. And then from there, having looked back and taken some great strides within the rugby space to a point where I was able to be professional for 12 years. And then from there, to transition into being a coach and really enjoying it now and able to blood the next sort of the next Siakolisis, the next Lucanio Arms, the next really top-class players for the country.
Yeah. Talk to us then about the Connect Academy. You've been involved in the Connect Academy and what it does, but also more importantly, how it's shaping the future of South African rugby.
I think the Connect Academy really speaks to really the amazing stories we're hearing about the young people within this country. You look at a guy like Cheslin Colby, who we hope will be World Rugby Player of the Year, which a guy is generally from basically, as we would speak, from a socio-economic space, basically from nothing. And we look at a lot of the guys within the Springbok background, particularly players of backgrounds where they're not so well. So the Ryobi Connect Academy has been one that's really building a pathway that's authentic, that's organic, and one that's really about doing the good work of bringing players from all the way from Khayelitsha, Bosmansdam, and bringing them through the South African rugby landscape and helping them graduate to become fully fledged professional rugby players.
We've seen players like Riyad Bam and Hashim Pitt who now have been included in the South African Rugby Under-19 Academy squad. Is this the signs of how successful this Connect Academy is?
No, I think the Connect Academy with Murray being in charge of it has been an outstanding program over the last year. It's really legitimate and authentic within the development of players. Riyad Bam recently, Hashim Pitt last year played in the national under-20 team, which also won under-19 with the Lions. We've got Riyad Bam recently this year, all the way from Mitchells Plain. Last year was in Bosmansdam from Mitchells Plain. We asked him the first day he arrived at the Blue Bulls, where are you from? He says, listen, coach, I'm from a place where we hear gunshots every day, but he's really grateful to be in the space. And these are not just the first two. I mean, even the last couple of years, we've had a guy called Lucanio Vukuzela. We've had Lamla Nunu that have represented Western Province and the Stormers within the franchise. So they're really building up traction and really creating players that can really make the mark on the national footprint.
You were featured on the Won't Quit crew campaign. I mean, as the word itself says, won't quit. But talk to us about just the importance of being part of that and how it has enhanced some of the young athletes to succeed.
No, and I think the accolade belongs to the players. We as coaches, fortunate enough, have been able to find a place where we resonate with from, where we think about our own stories. We also come from, I'm from a place called Vosloorus, also basically from basically on a rugby really background, and really the story of saying Won't Quit, which is sponsored by Ryobi, says that these players have got the absolute characteristics that say that no matter what life throws at them, no matter what rugby, in no matter what space, they won't quit. Their resilience is unmatched. When you look at players like Lamna Nunu, there's even a young boy called Edgar Marutlulle who's an incredible story from Khayelitsha that has found support, has found people, has found communities. But this boy was not meant to really make it in our group. We extended an invitation to him as a walk-in, or someone generally where we've got walk-ins, where we generally don't have walk-ins. And this boy has really not quit at any stage whatsoever, to a point where he was really one of the best players within the under-21 campaign regarding in his position of scrum half. Really, really, all of them have showed amazing characteristics and resilience and ability to defeat all expectations.
Edgar, very briefly, relishing the opportunity once again to coach Currie Cup level?
I absolutely relish all of them. I think the ability to be at the Blue Bulls, to coach within the South African aspect, I relish every opportunity to be able to enable young men and give them skill sets to provide for themselves and their families in the future.
Edgar, thank you so much for coming through to speak to us. That is the Blue Bulls under-21 head coach, Edgar Marutlulle, talking to us about the Connect Academy that basically just goes out there to try and unearth more talented youngsters. We're going to park it there for now as far as sport is concerned. We do, though, have another conversation coming your way in the next hour. Stick around for headlines and more just after this.